Good morning, everyone. It is 6:46. Ever wonder why static electricity exists? Why ask why?
Well, especially when we've got this guy, WHYS guy, Matt Selen, joins us this morning with a demonstration that will really spark your interest, Matt.
Good morning. How is everybody?
We're fine today. How are you doing?
Just great. Hey, I got a wonderful question from a viewer, and I've awarded her a T-shirt, and I want to mention her on the air.
Okay.
Her name is Sydney Shanks, and she lives in Kansas, Illinois, which sounds like a really interesting place. And I looked on the map, and it's down by Charleston, I believe.
Yes, it is.
I'll have to go visit there sometime. So she asked about static electricity, and I realized that it's something that we all experience, but we don't really quite understand quite often. And so everybody has done this. You walk across the carpet in your socks, and you touch a doorknob, and you get a spark arcing from the doorknob to your hand. And believe it or not, it takes thousands of volts for that spark to happen. And so I'm going to show you how you can make this in your very own home. And the reason you get these sparks is because positive charges and negative charges attract each other. And if you have like sign charges, they like to repel each other. And everything that we are made up of, atoms that is, are made of charges. Okay? And so some kind of materials, like this aluminum plate, are conductors, and charges flow very easily on this. Other things, like this styrofoam plate, are insulators. That means that charges don't flow at all. And the insulators are the interesting things. So your carpet in your house is an insulator. Your socks are insulators. And when two insulators touch, like styrofoam and this old wool sock that I have, then you have the electrons moving from one of these to the other, because some are better at grabbing a hold of charges and some like to give them away. So the sock likes to give away charges, and this plate likes to pick them up. Now you have a bunch of charges stuck on here. So what I'm going to do, now we have a bunch of negative charges stuck on this plate. I put this aluminum plate on here. What happens is all the charges on this styrofoam plate underneath want to attract positive charges onto this aluminum plate, and now I'm going to let those charges flow on there by touching it. So I'm going to dim the lights, and can we dim that light too? Okay. And we touch this with this little styrofoam bulb. Actually, let me unplug this. Okay. So you can see this, if we turn off the light, you can see this fluorescent light bulb flash. Do you see that? So in fact, if you carry a fluorescent light bulb across the room with you, and you touch the doorknob when you're all charged up, you'll see a flash of light. And you can do this at home. So all you need is a straw, a pie tin plate, and a styrofoam picnic plate, and you can do that. Now we have a bigger version of this right here that I've already gotten charged up. And just to show you what I've done here, there's a big insulator down here that I've charged up by rubbing it with my sock. I have a big aluminum plate that sits on top, and I have a little cute doll sitting on top of this thing. When I lift this up, this plate is going to notice that there's a lot of negative charges stuck on it, and look what happens to her here. So what happens now is this doll is totally covered in charges, in positive charges as it turns out, and so her hair sticks out because these charges are repelling each other, and the hairs try to get as far apart from each other as they can. And in the next segment, I'm going to do this to my daughter.
Does she know that?
Yes, she does.
Okay, she's agreed to that. Well, that's pretty cool. So, well, thanks to Sydney Shanks of Kansas for sending in that question. She gets a T-shirt, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's already sent it, just like this one.
Oh,
Very
all right.
fashionable.
Physics fun. All right. So if people send their questions to us, news@WCIA.com, we can give them to you, and you will answer them, and they
I
too.
love answering questions.
And they too can win a fancy T-shirt like that.
Oh, we'll do one every week.
Okay, that sounds great. Thanks a lot, Mets.
And there it is. Questions for the WHYS guy, Matt Selen, news@WCIA.com, and we'll check back with Matt coming up in the next half hour or two.